Hello, good morning or good night. Depends on what time it is for you. For me, it's 4 a.m. and I've woken up. Um, Decided I wanted to make a sauce that I've been thinking about for a little while. It's mushroom marsala. Now, the most unfortunate part is I did not find any marsala wine, nor did I find port or sherry. So I'm making do with hopefully not a mistake, but a sweet red, just kind of smooth wine. So hopefully that'll work. I'm going to be completely honest. I have no clue what I'm doing with it when it comes to wine. I really tried to get into it. I don't know, 3 years ago now. I had a bottle service going and everything, and it just did not fit with me. But anyway, we're going to go over the measurements of all the things that we have here to make it. So we're starting off with 125 grams of diced onions. That'll be put in at the same time as the 20 grams of minced garlic right here. We're going to use that with some olive oil to get the pan nice and slippy. And once that is cooked down a little bit, we're going to move on to 175 grams of diced mushroom and 2 grams of chopped thyme. From there, we're almost done. We add the Marsala wine, get it going for a little, try to cook it off, and finally add the 200 grams of cream. Did I go over the thing? This is 125 grams of Marsala wine, or the wine that I'm using. Should be Marsala, isn't Marsala. We make do. Afterwards, we will be using some Parmesan to garnish the whole thing, and of course using salt and some pepper. But beyond that, it's going into this cheese ravioli pasta. I don't have a measurement for this one. It's just a visual kind of how much I'm going to eat. So, well, let's get started. All right, so the pan is warm. We've got the ravioli on and heating up. And we're going to go ahead and add the olive oil to the bottom of the pan. That might be a little too much. I don't mind my things being oily. Or just the right amount, actually. And then, not entirely sure if it is warm enough to put on. It seems all right. Gonna go ahead and add the diced onions, mixed garlic, minced garlic, and a bit of salt. I would like to bring attention to the position that I have to set myself in. I have my arms wrapped around the camera stem, sort of like I was teaching somebody how to cook. It's interesting. It's kind of intimate. Make this motion with your hand. Don't follow this. I am not a distinguished chef. And the camera is probably at about the height that your eyes are. So we'll get that going for about 3-4 minutes and check back in, add more later. Now, as the onions and garlic cooks down, we're going to go ahead and add the mushrooms to it for another 5 minutes. This is just in an effort to cook down the whole thing, make it small enough to actually get saucy. Interesting thought though, I don't actually really like onion that much. It's a texture thing, you have to understand. But the flavor is pretty good. And the texture alone has kind of stopped me from really eating onions. It brings a kind of uneasiness to my belly, but sorry about the vent there. But it brings in sort of uneasiness to my belly. And the last sauce that I made used red onions, and those cooked down pretty significantly to the point where they were essentially unnoticeable, especially in their original texture. So I'm kind of hoping for the same thing from this, just to, well, hopefully not deal with it. That said, looks like I should add a little more olive oil to it. And we're going to let that go for about 5 minutes. I thought since I opened that bottle of wine and I don't really drink wine, I may as well try it. Hey, that's pretty good actually. That's sweet. That's very nice. That tastes like a grape juice almost. You can taste like the wine elements in there, but wow, that is not what I expected wine to. Okay, I might drink that. I thought I was going to waste it. I thought because, you open the bottle of wine, you have to use it, so I had to make this meal again like tomorrow or the day after. But I like that. I actually like that wine. Sweet red, sun-ripened, soft red wine, smooth and sweet. Doesn't tell me what kind of wine it is. But I'm going to be honest, I like it. That was supposed to be a replacement for the Marsala wine. Well, anyway, I'm going to leave this on for another 1 or 2 minutes. Alright, and so as the heat cooks this down, we're just going to go ahead and add some thyme in here and leave it for another 5 or 6 minutes as it cooks all the way down. Then we'll add the wine after this. Do you think I could make this into an ASMR? Just have the camera closer, put a little microphone right here next to the pan. Anyhow, that is that cooked down. We're going to go ahead and add the Marsala replacement wine. That's a little too hot, actually. I'm going to cut that down to a simmer. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and mix this in. That's not all of the wine. Then let it cool. By let it cool, I mean we're going to pick this pan up off the heat for a little bit. Going to add in the wine while this is happening. Put it back down to heat up a little bit. So we do want to cook the alcohol off. So it does have to be a little hot. But I'm going to let the waning temperature do that. And then, while it is at a simmer here, we're going to go ahead and add the cream, which is the last step here in making the sauce. We're going to let that simmer for about 5 minutes. And the whole time I'm going to, of course, have to stir it. This is a really interesting swaddle of colors. Nice swirl. Now, as that simmers, we're going to go ahead and take the pasta off the heat. And I'd show you the sink, but there's undone dishes in it. This whole thing is kind of been structured around not showing you that, but get the pasta ready for the sauce. All right, so the pasta is ready. The sauce has simmered long enough that flavor has gotten into the vegetables and vice versa. We were boiling it down a little. You have to remember it'll always get a little thicker. Well, once it cools down. Pardon the airplane. But I believe that most chefs will put the pasta on the plate and then pour the sauce over top. I prefer a little more soaking. I'm not Mormon, by the way. But I do prefer a little more of the the sauce to permeate the pasta before I actually do end up plating it. So we're going to get that in here for something like 2 minutes, not long at all. And then pop it onto our plate. And here is the part where we get to watch me make a sloppy fucking mess. As I reach around the camera to serve it up. One at a time will have to do. Has probably been some of my least presentable food, but salt and pepper to taste, and a bit of Parmesan to sprinkle over it. Now the rest of this sauce, I have no clue what I'm going to do with it. I might go ahead and just store it for later and see what happens when I pour it over rice. Done. I'm going to take a picture of it, likely for the thumbnail, and then indulge. This wine, however, has surprised me, so I look forward to it. Now, I almost forgot. I'm supposed to do a tasting shot of this, or at the very least, tell you how it actually is, whether or not I've completely failed or not. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And that's good, but one more. There we go. That is wonderful. Ooh. It's a fairly mild taste, but the notes are there. It's not overpoweringly like onion, or really, I don't taste the wine. I know that it has worked its magic, but I can't say that it is definitively there. That said, the Parmesan, of course, carries a very large amount of the weight. It's good. I like it, and I'm definitely going to end up making this again. Hopefully, I can find the Marsala wine, but this wine itself has already surprised me. Have a wonderful morning. I hope it is as serene as mine is.